Good morning. Welcome back to Cover Your Assets, covering a lot of ground about what the Cover Your Assets team does. Financial tactics for the 21st century, what we do and how we can help you in the new now is really the gist of it. CoverYourAssets21.com. And, you know, Derek Walgrave, we started out this show. Well, it's been a busy show, actually, but we've kind of worked our way through some real scenarios with what the team does. And we call you investment property and a short sale specialist. Now, talk about how you fit into this whole thing.
Well, you know, we going off of what Todd said, and it's something at break, Beth, you had mentioned that it's tough to make the first call with the situation that you're in. And it's a scary thing, and all this stuff is very, very intimidating. And I think that the listeners need to know that not only are they going to get the information from us, we're going to help them through the process. And that's something that I think that they need to know that, you're going to hear some stuff that's tough, and you don't want to hear it. But we're going to help you through the process, and we're going to hold your hand through that, and you're going to get the best information. So I think that that's something that I hope the listeners understand, that is really what we're here for.
And we try to encourage people to actually make a decision, because the challenge that you always have is that the decision is to make no decision at all. And that's what we were talking about with Beth on the break. Just to sit there and exhaust that resource until they completely run out of money, and now they don't have any decisions left to be made because they are just flat broke and there's nothing left to talk about. So you really want to try to be proactive. And most of the clients, as you've heard me say many times, are people who've never missed a payment and still haven't when they come to see me. And I think a lot of people are of the opinion that somebody comes to talk to a crisis manager when they're missing payments and everything's gone sideways. That's a bad plan. Mm-hmm. When you know enough about your own personal budget to recognize that you're exhausting resources just subsidizing to make your payments on time, it's time to get some advice. And a short sale process is quite possibly maybe the most freeing thing that you can possibly do, because once you've come to a conclusion that I'm going to move on, I'm going to have a new, fresh environment in a place that I can actually afford, and I don't have the stress of feeling every month where in the heck is the money going to come from to make these payments, or I'm exhausting, gosh forbid, my retirement account to do that. I now can be solvent again, and it's really a powerful decision once you make it, but you got to begin somewhere.
Yeah, and you don't just put every single call for a short sale on the market without putting them through a process to make sure this is all going to work out best, right?
Exactly. And that's something that, we have a success rate that's in the 90 percentile, and I think the national success rate is right around 35 percentile for short sale success. And we can't take all the credit for that. I mean, a lot of our clients come from Todd. And these clients are prepared. They know what their options are. They know what they need to do, and they know that short sale is their best option. And so, that's a huge advantage for us and our clients, that they've gone through the steps of Todd and understanding that, hey, this is what I need to do is to sell my house on a short sale. And not only that, it's not just selling. The extraordinary thing about this team is it's not just about selling the house on a short sale. It's the plan afterwards. Because they need a place to live. They need to. Great, I'm going to sell the house on a sheriff's sale, and I know what the potential deficiencies if that ends up. But where do I live? And those are things that we also bring to the table. It might be a rental situation. What is your budget? What is really your budget? What can you afford? And I think that those are the things that follow the short sale as well. And I think that those are important things to talk about. And here's the other thing with the short sales. It's not. When we take on a short sale, it's not just a throw it at the wall. I mean, we have a comprehensive short sale package that we have a law firm takes, and they take all of your information and they collect it, and they tell you ahead of time, this is a very feasible deal to get done on a short sale. So it's not just a, hey, you know what? Yeah, this sounds like you should be able to sell it in a short sale. You're upside down in your house. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. I mean, we have a proven team in place to do this.
And the interesting thing about the Walgrave team that you guys have is you have another side of your business, investors. And because Todd leaves them when they've made this qualified decision to do a short sale, they know what their life and their financial picture is going to look like in recovery, this 2 to 3 year recovery. You may be able even to match them up with a rental that can turn into their next home.
Rental, or even buying a house on a contract for deed. And again, that's where the Todd situation comes in on the Todd certified, as we talk about.
Yes, we do.
But that's a great example. We sell the house in a short sale, conventionally, they're not going to qualify for a loan for 2 to 3 years. But what we've done and what Todd has done with their budgeting and approving, certifying them is basically what they've done is now they're a potential buyer for a contract for deed. We have investors that link up with that because look, and I've said this before, I would far rather have a individual that has some dinged up credit, that had one blimp in their credit, that understands their budget and it's comprehensive and they've got it all in line versus someone that has no idea what they're doing next month for their budgeting and they've got a 720 credit score. And I think, and I really believe that investors are starting to see this. They're starting to see the value in that type of buyer that, look, hey, they know exactly what happened. They know what their budgets are. They know what they can afford. And this is a house that they want to buy. I know they can afford it. Why not an investor come in and buy that house and sell it back on a contract for deed? It's such a great scenario. And from a contract and from an investor standpoint, buying a house that way, I mean, they look at this and go, geez, how better, it couldn't get any better than that.
And you speak all the time, Derek, about how investors are getting great return on investment cash flow monthly on properties that they're buying right now with, the real estate market being what it is. Are they making interest income too on those contract for deed deals too?
Well, that's something we talk about the new now and the cash flow, as you just mentioned. That's something that we are finding that is how you buy real estate as an investment now. You do cash flow. And that's something that we're helping our investors do, that they're recognizing that, hey, this isn't, you're not buying this house based on the assumption that it's going to appreciate, in 2 or 3 years. You are cash flowing on the monies that you invested in this house. So, I mean, the opportunities in real estate, I mean, it's amazing. We talk about it on the show all the time, the opportunities in real estate, especially in the investing side of things.
When we look at the talent that's at the table, when I'm speaking to someone that's in a crisis financially, and I spend my time 3 feet across from somebody that handles investments, we're able to let them know there is some light at the end of the tunnel. At some point, we have to stop prolonging death and start to create life. We've got to quit dragging around this problem and understand that we're going to take some hits. We're going to have to sacrifice some things that we used to have in 2005, 2006. A lot of it's going to be just simply living within our means and living powerfully on a budget so that we can regain ourselves and re-enter as an investor. So it does matter how soon you come to us. And also what Derek spoke to is it's very difficult to make the call and say, hey, got a problem going on here. There's 9 million people in front of you and another 7 million right behind
There's
you.
nothing to be ashamed of.
Come on, man.
Yeah, but you have to look, life goes on. It does. If you face it. If you don't face it and you bury it, it doesn't go on. It'll follow you everywhere. And that's something that I think that the message we want to get out there, that if you face this, we will help you through it, and we promise you life will go on.
And people are afraid that they're going to make another bad decision. And so their answer to that is, I'll make no decision at all. That's what their greatest fear is. Look, apparently I made a terrible decision. Well, look, anybody looking back could say that. Real estate has declined 50% compared to what it was prior to 2006. So, look, I guess we could all say that, but the banks would be able to say that, would be right along with you, because they made the mistakes of investing in it as well.
Exactly.
It's not about that.
You're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone. We're all jumping, holding hands. But I mean, the reality is that they make no decision at all, and that's the challenge. So what I would say about that is that they feel as though they're going to be sold a book of goods from somebody who has a lot to gain from them or has money to be made on them, and they're not comfortable. That's why I feel like having unbiased advice with somebody who's actually going to tell you how things are, not to tell you what to do at all. Say, here's the way it works. If you want a loan modification, here's the formula that's going to be used to determine if you qualify. If your income doesn't qualify, we're not going to build a strategy around something that's got a 0.05% success rate. We're going to build a strategy around something that's got a high probability of potential success. If that's not going to work, what's the backup plan? How do short sales work? How does foreclosure work? How does bankruptcy work? What are the tax implications going to be? How long will it take me to rebuild my credit? That's my world. That's all I do. So, they'll get that information. They're not going to be sold anything. And then once they make a decision to choose a path, then I'll put them in contact with the very best people, the practitioners in each one of those disciplines, so our plan succeeds.
And then life goes on.
And that is your unbiased advice. This is Cover Your Assets, Financial Tactics for the 21st Century. Live, local, 855-835-8500, coveryourassets21.com.